welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about some stick foundations. So I picked up a few drugstore options, and then also I've been trying out some high-end ones over the last few months, and I just wanted to compare them all for y'all and give you my opinion on them, which ones I really like the most and which ones didn't work out for me. So if you want to see all about stick foundations, then keep watching. Alright guys, so I have 6 stick foundations to share with y'all. I have 2 that are drugstore prices, and then I have 4 that are more high-end. Now, I have been in a real stick foundation kick. They're just super easy to apply and really travel friendly, and I just really like the creamy kind of formula of them, and they've just been a real go-to for me over the last year or so. I've really enjoyed using them. So I wanted to just give you my opinion on the ones that I've tried out and kind of compare the lower end to the high end. And yeah, so we're just going to start out probably with the 2 drugstore items, because those are the 2, I only have 2 of those compared to 4 of the high-end ones. So the 2 drugstore ones that I have are one is from NYX, and it is their mineral stick foundation is what it's called. Then the other one is the Fit Me Shine Free Balance Foundation, and this is another stick one. So this one is the Maybelline one, and you can tell I have really used it up. This is a darker shade. I actually have been using this as a contour. I do have it in the lighter version, like a regular foundation, but I can't find it at the moment, so I thought I would just bring out the contour shade to show you. And then the other one is the NYX Mineral Foundation, and this is what it looks like. So for me, the NYX one is very creamy, and it applies really nicely and wears well for a few hours, but then after that it starts to break up on my skin, and I don't know if it's just too creamy for me. It doesn't set down completely, so I haven't really reached for this too often. Sorry, my camera died, so I had to put a new battery in. For me, this NYX foundation stick just isn't my favorite, and I got this in the shade Light, MSF03. That's the shade, and it's just very creamy. It does blend out really nicely, but it just doesn't set fully on my face. So I think it's probably just not best suited for my skin type. If you have drier skin, you might like this product. And I will be sure to put all of the prices down below, because I don't remember how much everything was. You get 0.21 ounces in this product here, and it's NYX, so it wasn't terribly expensive. But compared to the Fit Me, I actually really like this product. As you can tell, I used a lot of this up, and it has a little center. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. See, it has this like center portion that is lighter, and that's like the oil control, or it's supposed to be kind of mattifying portion of this product. So I think that it actually does a really nice job, and I actually really do like using this one for contouring. This shade, which is the shade Toffee Caramel. It just gives a really nice, bit deeper tone to contour with, and this really does. I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but see how this one just looks so much more smooth than this one here? Hopefully you guys can see that, but like this to me kind of was a little bit patchy. It didn't dry down as well. It kind of clings, but this one just has a smoother kind of effect to it. So I really do prefer this one from the drugstore. So those are the 2 drugstore items. This one did come with 0.32 ounces, so you do get more in this product than you do in the NYX one. So this one I do recommend trying. If you have oilier skin type, I think you will probably like this. If you guys know of any other stick foundations from the drugstore, let me know, because I had a hard time finding stick foundations at the drugstore. I feel like they used to be really popular a while back, but now they're just not as popular as they used to be, or they're coming back again, but not so much at the drugstore. I haven't seen a ton at the drugstore. high-end side, there's been a ton that have come out in the last year or 2 years. It's been a really popular sort of trend, is a stick foundation. So I have several high-end formulas that I tried out. So we're gonna start first with the, this is the Lancome. Yeah, so this is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Makeup Stick, and it has SPF 21 in it, so I do appreciate an SPF in a foundation. It says that it's all day color wear and comfort, and this is supposed to be like, I think it claims like 12 or 24 hours or something crazy, like long wearing. So I got mine in the shade Buff. Sorry, it's so worn off, you can barely see it, but I got mine in the shade Buff. I'll just get on my Sephora app, honestly, because that's where I bought this from, is Sephora. So I will pull that up real quick for you guys so you can know exactly what I ordered. I probably should have had this more together, but this is sort of a quick video that I wanted to get filmed for y'all. It's Mother's Day right now, so we're going down to my boyfriend's parents' house to sort of celebrate Mother's Day. So I did get this in the shade 210 Buff, and this retails for $42, so not the cheapest of products, and you get 0.31 ounces in this product, so about as much as you get in the Fit Me one. It does claim to be 24-hour wear, and I will say that this probably is my favorite formula out of all of the stick foundations that I tried. But the problem with this is you go through it so fast. Like I remember, so I use this completely up. This is like turned up all the way. So I just have like what's left in here. This was definitely my favorite formula out of all of these stick foundations. It just blended out so nicely, and it stayed all day, and it gave really great coverage. But I went through it in like a month. I went through it so fast, and it's pretty expensive. It's like $42. Yeah, $42 for this. So that's really quick to go through it and it be that expensive. But I think that I would repurchase this but use it for more special occasions where I'm looking for longevity of my foundation, and also really nice full coverage, because this does give a really good full coverage. I've never actually tried the 24-hour Teint Idole like liquid foundation. I imagine that it's pretty similar, but if you guys have tried it, let me know if it's worth trying and picking up, because I really did fall in love with this one. It's just so pricey. The next one that I picked up is from CoverFX, and this is one of their Cover Click foundations, and this is in the shade N25, and this is the tiniest of all of them. And I was actually really kind of surprised at how small it was when it came in. I almost didn't want to keep it, and it kind of like got messed up. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like it kind of fell out of the container really easily. So as far as like packaging goes, I was really disappointed in this one. It just didn't hold up very well to use. I mean, it fell apart pretty easily, but I will say that this is super high coverage, like really high coverage. So I was actually intending on returning this one because I felt like you didn't get very much product. When I bought it online, I had kind of thought, oh, it's a great price and you get a decent amount for the price. So I was like, okay, you know, I think this will be a good one. And then it came in the mail and I was like, oh, this is so tiny. This is like a baby one. So I think they have these like tubes where you put like one on either end, and you can like, you know, use it, you click it in place. Kind of novelty to me, so I didn't really buy that. Yeah, so this is $18. So like I said, this was like the cheaper of the high-end ones that I picked up, and you get 0.2 ounces. So I felt like, you know, it was only 18, so I thought, you know, it would be worth it. I guess I didn't realize just how small it was, but I ended up deciding to keep it because it is so full coverage that I actually like to use it to pinpoint spots that may be a little bit broken out, where I need a little bit more coverage. It might have a little bit of my hyperpigmentation kind of peeking through. So I just like to use this on like spots where I feel like I need more full coverage. Especially when I'm using a lighter coverage foundation all over my face, I'll just go in with a little bit of this, a little brush, and I'll just put it in the spots that need more coverage. So I do like this. I think that it works really well. Again, that was $18. Next, I have a stick foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade beige, and you get 0.32 ounces, so you get a good amount of product in here. So this only retails for $25, so I thought that that was actually a really good price because you're getting 0.32 ounces but only $25, whereas this one was only 0.2 ounces and it was $18. I kind of felt like this is a better deal. I could be wrong. If you do the math, this is probably a better deal, but I'm not gonna do the math in my head right now. So again, this is the shade beige, and this is actually a really nice foundation. It goes on really creamy and it blends out really nicely. Kind of see the blending there. So I actually am a huge fan of this one. I think that it works really well, and for $25 you can't really beat that price, especially for a high-end foundation. I feel like you're getting a lot of product. It's decently priced and it gives you good coverage. It's not, I would say it's like medium to full coverage. You can sheer it out if you want or build it up. Builds up really easily. It doesn't get splotchier. It doesn't like stick to itself and kind of like ball up. It just gives you a really nice full coverage look if you want to build up that color. So this one is the shade I'm using right now, and I think that it's a really good match for me. I use this all the time, and if I do feel like I need to correct certain areas, I will use my CoverFX one. But this is by far one of my favorite stick foundations. It's more of like a satin matte finish. It's not fully matte, but it's also not really dewy or glowy, which is something that I can't really use. For me, glowy foundations end up just looking like a hot mess on my face after a couple of hours. This one is definitely a recommendation of mine. I think that it works really well. It's good price, you get a lot of product, and I think it is one to try out. The last one that I have is very comparable to this one, and that is the Bobbi Brown stick foundation, and this is called the Skin Foundation Stick. So I recently picked this one up. This is my most recent stick foundation purchase. This is like a standard product for the Bobbi Brown line. I want to say it's one of the first products she came out with was the stick foundation. And it's very similar to the Anastasia one in formula. It's a little bit thicker consistency than the Anastasia one, but I feel like it has a very similar, I guess, texture to it, a very similar finish to it. It comes off as that similar, like, satiny kind of matte finish, but I do think that this one lasts longer. So the Anastasia one to me lasts longer on my face than the Bobbi Brown one. I can tell my oils will break through in my T-zone quicker with this one than with this one. Now I still think that even out of these two and the Lancome one, this one doesn't have that problem where my T-zone starts to break up at all. Like, I can go all day long wearing this and I don't have that problem. This one I can get through most of my day. I'll be like on my way home from work and I'll like see that it's kind of breaking through, which is fine with me because by the end of the day it's not that big a deal. I'm gonna go home and wash my face off anyways. This one, by like 1 o'clock, it'll start having that like breaking of the T-zone area, and I'll have to like repowder down my face just to make sure that it lasts throughout the full day, which isn't a terrible thing. But I prefer not to have to do that during the day, so I typically will reach for this one. If I'm not going to be wearing my makeup for that long during the day, I will use this one. So the Bobbi Brown one is pretty comparable in price to the Lancome one. It's $46, so it's like, I think $1 more, or the same exact price. So I do think that you are still getting a better deal if you buy the Anastasia one because you don't go through it as quickly as the Lancome one. It lasts longer than the Bobbi Brown one, and it is less expensive. So for me, looking at all of these, if you want to kind of be conscious of your budget, then I would go for the Anastasia one. And then if you are willing to splurge and you like full coverage, really long wearing foundation, you might have a little bit oilier of skin, I think that this is going to be like your go-to stick foundation because it just works really, really well. that is today's video. I just wanted to quickly go over some of the stick foundations that I have tried out over the last year or so. If you like stick foundations, let me know your favorites down in the comments. If you have drier skin, put it out there for all those dry skin gals who want to hear about stick foundations, because I definitely have oilier skin type. If you have oily skin and you have a favorite, let me know down below as well. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see all of my other videos. I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye!